At this time, I'd like to call the 12th February 2024 Jackson County Commission meeting to order. I'd like to say thanks for everyone being here. I know we have a couple of items to talk about with speakers tonight, and we do have some busy and important items on our work session tonight to discuss as well. Again, thanks for everyone being here. At this time, I'd like Mr. Manning, our county administrator, to please call the roll to establish a quorum.
District 1, Mr. Gully. District 2, Mr. Kimmer.
Present.
District 3, Mr. Butner.
Present.
District 4, Mr. McBride.
Present. We do have a quorum, thank you very much. And if we would all please stand, I'll ask Mr. Porter, our county attorney, to please offer our invocation, and Commissioner Kimmer to please lead our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray together. God, our Father in heaven, we are truly blessed to live in this wonderful county and to have so many public servants among us that serve us and help take care of us each and every day. We're thankful for them. We're thankful for their families. We pray you'll continue to watch over us and guide us, be with us each and every day. Thank you for these commissioners as they give of their time and their effort to make the county operate well and to accomplish good things for the citizens of the county. Pray you'll watch over us all. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please open that door. Okay. We're an open meeting and folks can come in at any time. So, in your package, you have the agenda for tonight. We have a number of items, as I said, on new business, some hiring, and an important item for our community safe rooms. And then we have a pretty full work session agenda. And we will also go into executive session to discuss potential litigation issues. With that, do I have a motion to approve the 12th February 2024 agenda?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. To have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Any awards or presentations tonight? If not, we will move to public comment. And if I can get the sheet, please. Thank you. Thanks, Eric. We have a couple of speakers tonight on two topics. We have Mr. Laurel from Woodville. And sir, we do have a microphone here, and if you would, I'm going to ask you two questions. It's just for the record, and it will go into the record. First question, would you please state your name?
My name is James Laurel.
Okay, Mr. Laurel, are you representing yourself or are you representing an organization?
I'm representing the town of Woodville.
Town of Woodville. Sir, I'll give you 3 minutes. Go ahead, please, sir.
I approached Mr. Buckner yesterday, talked to him about the bridge that we have in Woodville, and I sent him some pictures this morning along with Mr. McBride. And on those pictures of the bridge that we've had, it's been built back in the 30s. It's never been repaired, upgraded, or anything of that nature. And when I was appointed on the town of Woodville council member, my intentions was to try to beautify the town of Woodville, which we've done quite a bit in the last 18 months. And the bridge is one of my concerns. It's not only for me, but we do have a handicapped individual who uses a motorized wheelchair, and she has to drive on the intersection of County Road 8 and 63 because of the bridge. And we have picked up quite a bit of traffic in the last few years coming through that area. And so my concern is not only with her, but the rest of the residents in the town that uses that bridge. And as you can see, I sent many pictures of the bridge, and we had your couple of your engineers come down this morning, which I appreciate that. It was really fast, and I appreciate the quick response to that. And I talked to one of the engineers, and him and discussed it a little bit. So I know that it's like everybody else, our money is tight, But I feel as though this bridge is very important to the citizens of Woodville and anybody else who uses it because of how bad it really is. It's falling down, pieces of it. We don't even have a guardrail on one side that's completely missing. So if the county commissioners can see it, that if there's any funds available to either replace it, upgrade it to where it's safe to walk on, I'd really appreciate it, and so will the town of Woodville.
Okay, sir, let me ask any questions, comment? Okay, thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Okay.
And we will take it up in a future session.
I do appreciate it, really do. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Mr. White? I think you're wanting to speak, and I think it has to do with insurance-related matters, so same questions if I could of you. Would you please state your name?
Jay White,
And are you representing yourself or are you representing an organization?
Trackview Youth Fire Department, Brian Higgins, Flat Rock.
Okay. Sir, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Alrighty, I've just got a breakdown from 2019 all the way to 2024. 2019, our insurance, all three departments, was $22,690. 2020 was $23,580. 2021 was $24,687. 22 was $25,994. 23 was $26,606. 24, the one we just paid, was $28,801. And Bob, he takes care of our monies. It was $28,801 this year. We only gonna get in $22,000 next year is what we get off our association money. He had to use some of that to put with this to pay this $28,000. So we're already that far behind the 8 ball for next year. What I'm requesting is the county, we've got just from 2022, we had 16 trees, one wire down. 2023, we had 34 trees. 2024, already in January, we've had 16 trees. We've had 3 road closed due to water, road blockage for ice. We do a lot of stuff for the county. 911 dispatches us out for a tree in Flat Rock. Well, instead of having y'all's crew come all the way to Flat Rock, wait 2 hours, we go out, cut that tree, it's cleared down the road. Same as Bryant and Higgin. And I'm sure other departments across the area in our social is the same way. We're putting a lot of money out for taking care of y'all's job, the county's job. We're just requesting somehow if we can get some money to pay toward our insurance for the next year, because it's probably going to be about $32,000, I would say, the way it's climbing every year. But there was some COVID money I was going to ask you about. We talked a little bit about that money has not been spent, has it?
That money has been pretty well committed and obligated. We have some major contracts coming up that will run about $5.5 million to get that done. And we have some work to be done at the jail because there's some real issues at the jail. That's going to be quite expensive as well.
Right.
There will probably be some COVID money left over that we will have to consider at the last minute. Remember, the COVID money we have to obligate by the end of this year, 31 December 2024. And that money obligated has to be expended by 31 December 2026.
Right.
The answer is we may.
Right.
But I just want to be clear,
Right.
until we get those contracts awarded, we don't know the full contract price.
Right, that's fair enough.
And so, but May is what I can tell you.
Right.
But it would probably be before we can make a decision on whether we have available money left in COVID money, the ARPA money.
Right.
It's probably going to be June when we know that. And we will have to quickly make decisions after June. We do not want to let a penny of our ARPA money go back to the federal
You
government.
got that right.
We
Yep.
want to spend every bit of it.
Right.
So,
But other than the
please.
COVID money, like in the budget, is there anything that you can help down the road?
That's something we need to look at.
Right.
Let me say,
You said you had,
we'll take it up,
Right.
and we'll take a look. But we'll have to look at what we expect to be the price of those things that we're doing for, with the ARPA money. And then we are also very committed to fixing County Road 38, the slope failure there, and County Road 93. And where we're headed right now is using our cash balance to repair those slope failures.
Right.
Now, we would expect to have payback of about 87% from FEMA as their commitment to us, given it was declared a local emergency by the federal government. So there may be some opportunity, but let me say, let us get a little into the summer of this year, I think exactly where we are and what those expenses are. But we can take this up to consider.
Right.
If that's fair with everybody.
Certainly needs to.
Okay.
When does your insurance come up? On what month?
Oh, we just paid it yearly, comes in for next year. We do, we don't pay it for this year.
Bryant, Higgins, and Flat Rock?
Tri-Communities, yeah.
Don't pay it together?
Yep, that's all one. Did you have anything?
No, it's a systemic, long-term problem. You know, we will have to cut services just to survive also. So
What's the meal tax money per year?
for them, it's 22,000.
22,000.
And it's only increased maybe 3% over the last 3 years. So insurance is, they don't have the benefit of a city that can support their costs.
So what's driving the insurance premiums to rise? Have
You really wanna know?
Have you changed equipment?
Bidenomics, that's what it is, yeah. I talked to Todd Roberts, our agent, through McNeil, Todd Day, he said all insurance, for the next 18 months, it's just gonna be this way, because we was trying to fit, look around, VFIS is another company, they brokerage for McNeil, same deal. So there's nowhere else for us to go to a cheaper price, because there's just nobody else out there that we know of right now that we can use. So we're stuck with what we got, and we can't go without insurance, so.
Is your TVA payment in lieu of tax money stayed level over the
It's
last?
flat.
It's not going up
7,500.
flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, that's, without roadblocks, we couldn't even, time our equipment, our people, the community, that's one reason why we really stay open, but
Yeah, because you're not even considering fuel,
fuel,
anything in there.
nothing.
And
That whole money just for insurance.
They're a catch-22 because of the water system. They were able to have enough tankers and get grants to get tankers that they don't need the water system for ISO. They're the only one in the county that doesn't need the hydrants. Anybody within 5 miles of their station gets coverage. But doing that also pushes up the insurance number because now they have tankers. So it's kind of that balance. They're trying to do the right thing for the
so
community.
you added more equipment, that brought the insurance premiums up.
Yeah, they have newer equipment through grants and stuff like that. Plus the normal natural insurance is increasing across everybody. So it's that balance.
For long term, we may want to also consider looking at state sources and others to try and help. This, I would guess, is an issue across the county and probably an issue across the state.
It's across the county. We're a little bit different because we were the first ones with the meal tax, so we're the lowest. So
Okay.
if you go to DeKalb County, it's 3 mills, or it's a mill more per thousand than we are. So we collect about the smallest amount Jackson County does, if you compare us to all the other counties.
It may be of value for us in one of our meeting work sessions, put this on a work session agenda, have you guys come back and let's
Yeah, we can go through all
peel
the
back
numbers
this
and
and
explain that.
and take a look.
I just wanted to get the ball rolling.
I appreciate you coming and talking.
We was way behind this year, so gotta move forward, so.
Okay. Everybody okay with that, future work session to have a little broader discussion?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, appreciate
you coming and talking to us. So that concludes our public comments, unless we have somebody else that has missed signing up. Okay. So we will move now into the new business section, and the first item is that we do have some minutes in the packet. You have the minutes for the 8 January 2024 meeting and work session, and the minutes for the January 22, 24 meeting and work session. Do I have a motion to adopt the minutes from the January 8, 2024 meeting and work session and the January 22, 2024 meeting and work session?
I make that motion.
We have a motion, to have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is, I will preface this by saying our EMA director and our EMA has been working on trying to get grant money for safe rooms, storm shelters for our K through 12 schools since 2018. And we finally got FEMA to agree to pay cost and, share with our County Board of Education, and they have agreed to do that. So let me turn it over to Director Smith. And in your packet, you have a proposed contract from the contractor. We have put this out for bid, and we have a contract proposal back. And you have some other information regarding this. So, Paul?
We had one bid on this project, was from Aqua Marine Enterprises, which does business as safety shelter. They're out of Hartselle. Coincidentally, they're the ones that have built all of the community shelters in Jackson County up until now. So this is the same company that we're dealing with. Their bid was $477,996 for 4 shelters. And then the 5th shelter will be at Skyline School, and we'll have to bid that. That bid should go out on the street before next week. So they have, all 5 have been approved, and all 5 have been funded. Like Mr. Nance said, that's with a 25% match. It's going to be met by the Jackson County Board of Education. They're hoping to do all that in site prep and in-kind work on the sites. We do have an agreement here for safety shelter. In speaking to Mr. Porter today by email, there's a couple of things we need to modify on that. That won't be ready to sign tonight, but I'd like to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get this bid awarded to safety shelter for the 4 safe rooms at North Sand Mountain, Pisgah, Section, and Woodville.
Now, this provides a safety shelter, everybody knows, an additional safety shelter at each of those schools.
Yeah, those are all the K-12 schools, and they only had 2 shelters each, which I think our smallest K-12 school might have 600 kids. There's a lot of kids at a K-12 school, and I do know that we've used them one time in the past where we had to put first, second, and third graders in sophomores, juniors, and seniors' laps in order to get them in storm shelters, which we do our best working with the weather service and with the board not to have kids at school when we're expecting severe weather, but it happens. It could have happened today. So that will give us capacity there, plus capacity, those same kids that would use those shelters during the day, at night they come back with their families when they're needed. So it still serves the same children in those communities as well as their parents and everybody else. We did have to go back and ask for more money from FEMA. Originally, when we started this grant 6 years ago next month, you could build a shelter for $101,000. And now they're bidding at about $119,000. So we had to go ask for additional money. The money was in coffers for this disaster left over. Somebody had turned some in. So we were fortunate there. So we were able to fund this thing without having to come out of pocket any more money.
So our process here would be, we do have a contract here. Mr. Porter's looked at it. There are a few changes to make.
Yeah.
And we will make those changes, sign it, and get it to our contractor to sign so we can get on with this business. So do I have a motion to approve an award contract for 4 community safe rooms at Pisgah School, North Sand Mountain School, Section School, and Woodville School? Yes. Now, any questions or discussion?
You said it was.
Well, if I can get a motion and a second, then we can go to questions
I'll make
and
that
discussion. We have a motion to have a second? We have a second.
Sorry.
Kevin?
You said it's the same group that did the other one, the one that we were at. Have
Yeah.
they addressed the issues that we had, like with the rust and the paint and the mildew?
A lot of those issues were self-inflicted. Those do require some maintenance on occasion. it's recommended that they not leave them standing open because they have dehumidifiers in them, and when you leave the doors open, that burns those up. So it's been a learning curve on that, but we have, Mr. Nance has talked with the sheriff's office. Our plan is to assist the school system with maintenance on that using inmate labor. So that will cut down on their cost of maintenance. I mean, it's not something that has to be done every year, but every 4 to 5 years, they probably need to be sanded and repainted.
Also, just a note, Mr. Davidson, Superintendent of Education, has assigned someone that is looking at all swarm shelters and making sure they're kept clean. We were having a problem with that, and he is working that.
In general, how, like this goes through, how long does it take to get those in the ground?
Our period of performance ends January of next year, so once they agree to work, they've got to start within 90 days. So that's a 3-month period. I hope to have them in the ground by fall.
And you mentioned Skyline for the future.
Skyline is on a separate bid because we had to, originally where they wanted to put that was behind the old gym, and that's on the Skyline Farms project, and that was going to involve the historical societies and all that kind of stuff and cost way more money. So we moved it 300 yards to get it back farther into school property. We try to get them on either side of the campus, so they're not all on one side. So we had to move that, and in moving that, even just 300 yards, we had to file for a new scope of work with FEMA. So that's why we separated that off, so as not to hold up these first 4.
Okay, any other questions? We have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for all the work and staying with that for 6 years.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Next on the agenda, we have several hires that have been are being recommended by the hiring committees. First is a motion to approve hiring committee's recommendation for a vacant appraiser 1 position at mapping and appraisal office. You do have in your packet from Revenue Commissioner Mr. Jeff Arnold, and is requesting approval to hire, to fill that vacant appraiser 1 position in mapping and appraisal office at a grade 6, step 1. Do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant appraiser 1 position in mapping and appraisal office?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next hiring recommendation is provided by Mr. Skipper. And it is regarding recommendation to a hire to fill a vacant driver collector position in solid waste. Director Skipper is recommending that we approve that for the driver collector position at a grade 5, step 4. Do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant driver collector position at solid waste department?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
We have a second. Any discussion, questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Last recommendation for hiring today is, again, in the solid waste department. It is to fill a vacant position, a facility floater. Director Skipper is recommending the commission approve this position at a grade 4, step 4 rate. Do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant facility floater position at solid waste department?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. That concludes all our items in our new business portion. We will now move into the work session. First item under commission is KP is County Resiliency Plan, and Ms. Christine Harding is here. One of the contract requirements is KPS meet with the commission about every 2 months and give us a status of where we are on that. Also, in your packet, you have the proposed survey that would go to every citizen in Jackson County, or be available for every citizen in Jackson County to fill out, with the purpose of helping us understand where they would like to see the future of Jackson County go, and some of their recommendations or concerns. So, Christine, ma'am?
Thank you very much. Do you have a copy of my report in your packets? Because I do have some copies that I could share with you.
If you could share the copies, unless it is this. Okay.
Probably Jason.
I appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
So the work that we've completed to date is we held our kickoff meeting with the steering committee, and we've completed our first round of interviews. And those included meeting with tourism, the chamber, the county extension, and the county schools. So that's who we've met with so far. We've also had Harry Wilson's company has met with utilities as well. We attended the Mayor's Association meeting. We acquired mapping data and assembled project database. We've developed demographic and economic profile. We've collected and reviewed infrastructure and utility plans. We've developed project branding, online engagement, site, and survey, and scheduled 3 focus group meetings, 2 in-person community meetings and 1 virtual community meeting. So that's what we've done so far. In progress right now, we're working on the economic assessment and the infrastructure assessment. The next steps, we're going to release the community survey, print copies to be distributed upon commission approval. We will conduct 3 focus group meetings, 2 community meetings on February 19th, 20, and 22. We'll conduct the virtual community meeting on February 27th. We'll complete round 2 interviews, and we'll prepare the community assessment.
Okay, any questions? Let me offer a few comments. We were fortunate to get the U.S. Department of Commerce, the Economic Development Agency office out of Atlanta, Georgia, to fund this project for us, to develop a county, it's titled a County Resiliency Plan. I'm going to call it a County Strategic Plan for the future, looking 10 to 20 years in the future. Given the significant growth that we're seeing across the Tennessee Valley, and particularly in Madison County and in Huntsville, Alabama, we're starting to see some of that growth come into the county, and I think each of our municipalities are starting to see people move in. And what we're wanting to do is reach out to the people, interview businesses, look at all our economic sectors in the county, and look at our infrastructure. What do we need to do to be prepared for this growth? And use that as a basis to go forward, whether to the federal, or Congress, or state or legislature, and other grant opportunities, and try to find money to help us with that. So that is the objective. This is a year-long process. I will say, since Bob just, those that attended the mayor's meeting the other night, there's a plan to sit down with each of the mayors and get their feedback, and if available, I think the town and city councils to sit before them and get feedback. The survey going out to the people of the county, to us, is very important. We don't want to make this a commission plan. We want to make this a plan that everyone in the county has had an opportunity to share their comments about. And where would they like to see the county grow? Or do they have issues with where we are or what we're doing? And so those surveys will be very important. You do have a copy of the survey in your packet. There are 19 questions. They're, I believe, pretty easy to answer. There's some demographic information there, and then it gets to what do you think about where we should go? And so the contract requires us to take a look at this. It doesn't require us to vote on it, but if you don't have any comments tonight regarding the survey, we'll let KPS get on with getting it out to the people with their website and start getting feedback. So let me open it up. Any questions or comments?
First off, thank you for taking this project on. I know that it's something that is going to be all encompassing and very appreciative of the work you've already done. The one thing that, looking at this survey, I like the question, I like the range. It seems pretty straightforward, and will give you some clearness in the questions that are being asked. I would like there to be, I know question 6 is very open-ended, but maybe some more open-ended questions where people can elaborate on, we would like to see this kind of activity or this kind of industry come in, or activities or whatever. Just my opinion, but I think maybe that may open the voice up just a little bit beyond the survey. So a lot of good ideas out there sometimes that we just hadn't thought about yet.
Right.
Okay, so is there an adjustment you'd like to see with that?
I'm just, if it's not too big, are you trying to keep it within the framework of the pages, or are we giving a physical copy, or is this?
We're going to make it available in several different media, so that we can cover anybody's, comfort level in terms of answering it. It will be online. The best way for everybody to answer it would be online on the website, because it automatically tabulates the responses. If somebody does fill it out by hand, then I'm going to probably have to find some intern that can take those responses and handle. But we can make adjustment. If we do add something to that, we'll send it back to the steering committee and make sure that that's.
To me, I think it's kind of another question like 6, where it's just do you have suggestions that would make our county better, or just something very, very open, because occasionally I'll put a Facebook post out there and I'll always learn something like, ooh, I hadn't thought about that, or that's an interesting twist on this. So just a suggestion.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
I wouldn't want to slow it down, though, to just
you
add
want to
it
slow
back.
it down.
Christine, thanks very much, and thanks for what your team's doing for us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next is discussion High Top polling location. I've asked Paul to stay for this discussion. We've had a request from the mayor of High Top to move the polling location. Paul, I know he's talked to you about that.
He called me last night with a little update, and I told him we're meeting tonight. He's wanting to move the voting area to the High Top Park facility there, which is a lot better space-wise than their town hall. So I told him I let him know some kind of update, and if it was to take place in March or to have to wait till November. He's understanding of that situation, so.
I agree with that. It'd be a much better location.
Yes.
It's much more ADA compliant than town hall. It will probably have to wait till the November election, because we start testing voting machines next Tuesday. We're about to March. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I have to agree with that. That's a better location for everybody out there.
Now, there are certain things, John, I think we have to do. Can you cover those?
Adopt a resolution to change the location, you'll have to give notice of it. It's not as bad as it used to be, but the federal government doesn't have their hand in it anymore, so it's a little easier.
There's no way timeline that we can make it effective for the primary. Could it possibly meet the deadline for the general election?
Oh, for the general election, no question.
Okay.
It would be really difficult to get,
Right.
with it being through.
And I don't think they're asking for the.
Well, he said it'd be great if he could, but he understands.
Sure.
I think there'd be just too much confusion to try to get it moved in this short period of time.
Well, then it's something that if we agreed upon, then as people voted in the primary, and next time it's going to be, it could actually help in the
Have time to
process.
get the word out.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. We would need to, by media, probably print media, get the word out that we are changing. So I think with that, we'll put together a resolution, bring it before the commission. The idea would be to do it for the general election. I will comment, I do think there's at least one other precinct location that we probably need to look at by the general election and decide whether we need to move that. So, Paul, thanks.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other comment, question? If not, okay. Last item is the ACCA resolution. There is a proposed resolution in your packet. ACCA is proposing what I would call a law change, a change in the law regarding how you have to get local laws before the legislature and get them approved. It's a little difficult right now. And so they're proposing an amendment that would be on the ballot, I believe, at the upcoming election in March, on March the 5th, the primary election, that would address this. The resolution that they're proposing is in your packet. It really moves to, if you look at this, where it stems from, in 1984, the Alabama Constitution required that no legislation that could be considered before the legislature until both of the state's annual budgets are passed and delivered to the governor. So that precluded local laws from being able to be considered before the governor approved the budgets. And that has created delays, and it has created some problems and confusion with the local law process. So this resolution, they're asking us to pass a resolution in support of citizens voting for Amendment 1 that will be put on the ballot. We do not have to take this up tonight. The resolution is in your packet for review, and we will take it up on the new business agenda next meeting if there are no issues with that. Kevin, any comments?
No, nothing. I think you covered that well. I know they did ask everybody to do this amongst the states.
And this is a resolution that I'd like to see, we have all our signatures on this one. Okay. All right. If nothing, we'll move on to solid waste. There are a couple items there. Director Skipper, please.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for letting me speak tonight. I believe you have packets breakdown of first the surplus of garbage trucks. We have 2 older trucks that we're looking at getting rid of. We just had one come in to replace it, and then we had another one that we had to have the engine rebuilt. We just got that rebuilt, and so we're good to sell the 2 oldest trucks. We have 1 truck that's supposed to be delivered this week that ordered over a year ago, and then we have another truck that should be delivered in the near future after that.
So any questions? And we can wait till next meeting and put this on new business agenda for the last meeting in February.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Next item, fleet truck surplus and purchase.
Yes, sir. So we have 2 trucks left with the fleet that we've been replacing. You should have a J.M. Wood Auction Company breakdown. It's equipment number 27 and equipment number 28. Both of these trucks are 2019 F-250s, 4-wheel drive crew cab gas burners. You can see the mileage on them. One has 36,063 miles. The other one has 37,911 miles. One's in very good condition. The other one has a left rear fender ding in it. But these trucks are pretty clean. The last one we sold was in worse shape than this, and we ended up doing very well on it. Made $6,000 more than what we gave for it in 2019. So I'm hoping for the same thing on these. But you can see the guarantee for these two trucks is $56,000, and that's just a guarantee. Again, last time on the guarantee we made about $30,000 more. So hopefully things are still working in our favor. You see the proposal from J.M. Wood on the auction details. It's March 19th to the 22nd to sell these trucks. Got any questions on the selling of the trucks? I have a packet with you that's Stivers. It's Dodge Ram Jeep. I've got one quote for a 2024 Ram 2500 crew cab. It's just basic. It's got a few upgrades with it, strobe lights, side steps. And then I have another one. It's a little more upfitted. The first one is $48,109. And then the second one, it's a little more upfitted. It's got a heavy duty brush dart on it and a heavy duty winch. Over the ice and the storm, we pulled out 4 garbage trucks ourselves just with chains, and that saved us $2,000–$4,000 worth just in records. So we're hoping to get a truck that's a little more upfitted with a heavy duty bumper and winch where we can pull them out in the future. And we have that happen occasionally where a truck might turn around on the road and slip off the side of the road. We have to pull it out ourselves to save from calling a record.
Okay, questions, discussion? So we will put these on the agenda for new business. Is that okay with everyone? Good. All right. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Next, Park Director Fred. I think you have a camper that you'd like to surplus.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Years ago, the park purchased a camper with the intention of the park manager being able to use it and stay at the park. No one has ever stayed in this camper since it was purchased. It has sat in the spot that it's at, blocking 2 RV sites that we could be renting and generating revenue. So my intentions are to offload this unit, which has deteriorated over the past, since purchased. In your pictures, you can kind of see some of the most recent water damage that it sustained following the ice storm.
Okay, comments, questions?
So you say, what are you planning on doing with it?
I want to try to sell it on GovDeals and see if we can get a bidder and advertise locally. And if it doesn't sell, I'm afraid with the condition it's in, it's going to end up coming at a loss for getting it moved.
Recycle maybe?
Yeah, this ain't going to be a large profit generator or anything like that. But it will free up the sites that are currently not being able to be rented out, so there is that benefit.
Okay, any other questions? We can put this on the agenda for next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tires on
It does.
it? So it could be.
Yeah, we went ahead and started some prep work in anticipation of removing it. It had a rather large deck built on it, and to set the example for asking the other patrons to remove their decks, we went ahead, removed that deck, got everything closed up. So it's ready to tow out once we get the approval, so.
Just approval of surplus, is that what you're saying?
Are you wanting to advertise locally or on GovDeals? Because you can't do both at the same time.
I want to try GovDeals first to see, because in the past, we've had pretty good luck with items that we didn't think would sell for any amount. If that falls through, look at other options.
Okay. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Next, Public Works, we have 2 items of discussion. County Engineer, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. If I may, may start with the hardest first. So that'd be the heavy-duty trucks, namely the 5 units that are triaxles. The 5 units that we're going to present and the other trucks that we'll present will all be purchase options from the ACCA bid. That's the joint bid program that's put out by ACCA for the benefit of counties on all the heavy-duty things that I'll discuss tonight. In your packet, the detail sheet of the 5 units that are triaxles. Then we'll get into 3 units that are medium-duty tandem axle trucks and then a road tractor. So these are all direct replacements for the vehicles that are in service now. And we are still basically in a position where we're looking at a year in advance for our orders to when we could expect lot build out and receiving trucks. So we're still probably looking at 4th quarter, maybe 3rd quarter if we move forward with these purchases. So the first are 5 units for the triaxles, and the 2025 T880S price is listed along with the body price for the total. And then to the right of the sheet, you can see a stat sheet on those trucks. The bodies are Logan bodies versus Ox bodies. So the current vehicles in service now are Logan bodies also, which is also from the ACCA bid. So that total you see would be times 5 for all the units. If we are interested in moving forward with this, there are 77 build slots allocated on a first come, first served basis with a March 15 deadline. Any questions about the heavy duties before I move to the mediums?
So you're just to make sure I understand, you're wanting to buy 5 of the T88s?
Yes, sir. For your consideration, this is 5 units to replace the 5 that are in service now.
Okay. Are you going to surplus through?
Yes, sir. We would hold that until closer to time. So
Okay.
we're expecting 3rd quarter, but it could be 4th quarter. But once we've kind of learned our lesson on committing to a sale before we receive. So
Okay.
we'll go ahead and take possession of these, take our old ones out of service, clean up, transport, and
So the payment on these would be on delivery?
payment would be on delivery. So there would be a time lapse between paying for new, selling old. So as we go through this package, if we want to commit to it all, it is a large dollar amount that must be accounted for, at least on the interim until our old inventory sells.
Okay. Any questions, comment? You need this next meeting for approval?
Yes, sir, for me, with your approval, please.
Okay. So we'll put that on new business for the 26th February. Okay?
So
Next.
I'll move now, if I may, to the medium duty sheet. There are 3 units proposed to replace the 3 existing units. This is 2025 Kenworth T480. The price for the truck is listed, the body is listed, both ACCA supplied bids, and it is a Logan body as well on the ACCA bid. These come with 12 build slots on a first come, first served basis with a deadline of March 15th for the order to be placed as well.
Okay. Any questions?
And
Same scarcity on that as far as limited supply.
so these are limited smaller, so it's more restricted to 12 build slots, first come, first serve, with a March 15th deadline to have our order turned in.
Okay.
Now, in full disclosure, I'm presenting Kenworth. There are also other options on the ACCA bid, International being one, MAC being another. So I'll come forward with Kenworth just as our recommendation. But if you would like to see other brands, just know that those options are out there. I'm bringing these on the basis of residual value and past performance for us, as well as auction results. So I just want to mention that. Lastly, tractor. This is one unit. Inventory we have in service now, and this would be the replacement for that. It's a 2025 Kenworth T880S. 12 build slots available for this on a first come, first serve with a March 15th deadline for order.
Okay. Questions, discussion?
You just proposed one of those?
One, yes, sir. That's a road tractor that pulls a loadboy trailer, so transport equipment.
Would you have any idea or projection of where in the surplusing that you may, what you may bring in value of your surplus trucks? I guess the real question is, given the cost quantity of trucks here, covering the cost of that, how do we have the funds available presently to cover cost?
So there would be a difference in year model changes, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So our current inventory, the way the entire program is set up, as that the purchase price after 1 year of service should all be very close to minimal depreciation over the life of that 1 year of service from the entire things. So for example, the triaxles should actually have a positive return. The road tractor, we anticipate it to basically hold its own. And then traditionally, we see depreciation in the medium duties, and that's driven generally by market. There's still some pent-up demand on availability. So there's uncertainty on what those margins may turn out to be. We may actually see high value in what we have versus what we paid on that return. We can expect a difference in that return versus the new purchase price of the entire program. So we would really point to purchase versus surplus values relative to the same year, but there will be a gap that we have to overcome.
And funds are available, you think, to cover gap?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we can put these on new business for the next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Fleet truck surplus?
I started this packet with a picture, and that is the current inventory of the trucks that we are proposing to surplus. And in this packet, you will find a surplus and purchase. So with the surplus request and the current inventory of trucks that you see in the photo, there are 6 vehicles. All are 2020 Ford Super Cab, ranging in mileage from 39 to 49,000. They are 4-wheel drive vehicles that were purchased in 2020 for the purchase price of $28,026. On into the packet, proposal dated February 6th itemizes the trucks as well as the financial guarantee of $144,000 for the entire package. That averages to $24,000 per truck. So per the auction company, they anticipate a $24,000 to $28,000 auction price, whether it could do a little more. I think we're still in an area of availability and some demand on these, judging by the availability I find looking in the replacements. So if we move forward with this, when we receive new inventory and when we can get to market with existing inventory, could dictate a slight variation in what we anticipate on returns. Moving beyond the proposal, For surplus is the replacement purchase worksheet. This is not ACCA, but it is state bid. So this would be from state purchasing put out by the state to where any municipality, state government, et cetera, can purchase from. So it's a direct replacement on equipment on a 2024 F-250 Super Cab 4x4 with the base price, which you'll see at the very top, and it includes the options listed below. And the things that are added are for safety, which were a backup alarm and 4-corner strobe lights that you'll see on the last sheet. Also in the last sheet in the lower box is the final purchase price with those two additions. And that will be multiplied by 6 to replace the current inventory if we would like to do that.
You have the difference in funding available for the shortfall?
Yes, sir. So in the Fund 100, there is a line item 550, which is a $400,000 line item for vehicles. And we could be near 150,000 on difference as far as selling the old, purchasing the new.
So you expect a surplus price of around 150K and in the neighborhood of?
Yeah, that was being conservative on with the proposal, going with the lowest value as proposed.
Quick math is you're looking about 288 on the new trucks and you're going to estimated return 156 on selling the old.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion, concerns, or new business, next
Yes, sir.
meeting?
Please.
Okay, gives us time to take a look at this in some detail.
Yes, sir.
And I would propose a little further discussion on this whenever we get to that on new business. Okay. All right. If no further questions on any of the work session, we will move to reports from the staff. County Administrator, Mr. Manning. County Engineer?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. County Attorney?
Not a thing, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else comment? You want to give us a status on how we're doing on installing our new communications?
Yes, so we installed the courthouse and countywide network that you guys approved from the ARPA funds. We're probably 95% up, I would say. I had some offices that we didn't have keys to, that whether it be in district attorney's office or whatever, that I haven't replaced their phones yet, but internet wise and phone wise, everything seems to be it's a smooth transition in that everything is working. There's obviously hiccups that I'm just working through and slowly getting everything working, but I think we picked a good system. It's pretty easy to work with and fix the issues that I'm having. So just tweaking everybody's phones and their internet and to do what they want it to do. So, yeah, okay. By the end of the week, we should be 100%.
And we do have a warranty on the new equipment that we are putting in place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll be 10-year warranty. This equipment will last a while.
Okay.
Any more questions?
All right. Thank you. This time we will go to comments from Commission District 4, Commissioner McBride.
Yes, sir. Just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, especially our volunteer firefighters. Bob, appreciate you guys and all you do. You know, the most valuable thing we have in our lives is time. And you know, the time that you guys put in to volunteer your services is certainly appreciated by our county. And we just want to let you all know how much we do appreciate you.
Okay, District 3, Commissioner Buckner.
Yes, I want to echo that sentiment on the volunteer fire department. It's amazing how much time and energy that not only you do, but your families do, and taking away from family time and devoting it in service of others is very commendable. Thank you for that. Mr. Campbell, can you give us an update on the status of 3893, the bridge on 119, anything else you think is pertinent, 58 paving,
107.
107?
All roads in Jackson County.
So I'll start with 38. I think you said that first.
Yes, sir.
This was January 2nd. So this was back from us reaching out to FEMA, our contact recovery specialist with FEMA. They let us know that they reached out to the EH team to get an update, and here's what they stand as of today. Today was January 2nd. The project required both Section 106, SHPO, and THPO in Section 7 U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. They submitted an informal Section 7 consultation letter to U.S. Fish and Wildlife on 12/11. This process usually takes 30 to 60 days to get a response. The Section 106 consultation is currently being drafted by the Section 106 team, as estimated timeline is not available as of today. Once the consultation is submitted to the necessary parties, it usually takes 30 to 45 days. So that's the last word on 38. 93. This was January 24th, and there's some PDF graphs that go along with it. I can send you an email if you'd like to take a look at that, so you guys. But it was a quick overview of the various stabilization methods needed for the 3 sites. They divided each portion into 3. Because of the length of clearing and magnitude of the roadway excavation, we are looking at subcontracting options for the ancillary work. So we asked them for a turnkey proposal. We are also getting a duration of 10 to 12 months, or our typical one-crew arrangement. It seems like an excessive duration. So we're having a team look at the logistics of 2 dedicated crews to reduce duration time. For this reason, they're assigning a project manager to go ahead and set up full project schedule. It will help us look at crew size and minimize project duration, which should potentially help reduce costs as well. So, thank you for your patience. We're looking at several weeks out, maybe sooner, of having a full proposal scheduled for all 3 of these sites. And 119, we did meet with the contractor out there last week. They didn't tell us no, but it's that same contractor that's working on 58. So realistically, we're hoping to fit in maybe after this is done, before they mobilize off somewhere else. So we also included 63 at that bridge approach. It's developed some settlement, and it would take a patch as well. So it'd be something that would be routine type maintenance that would be patchy.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that. And I don't really know who to ask since Colby's not here, but the status of the HVAC upgrades and improvement, where are we at on that?
We are close on that. We do now have all the components of the boiler unit in. They expect to start installing that late this week or early next week. And once that is done, we will be complete with the HVAC system. And that, as you know, was the item that they had the difficulty being able to get ordered, not ordered, but in after order. So it has taken a while. One other quick note for you, just in Colby's area, we will have the 100% review of the modifications to resolve the issues with the settlement of the courthouse and the renovation of Liberty Lane. On the 22nd of February, we will have the 100% design review, and presuming that that goes very well, it should, we will go out for bid very quickly after that, within a day or two.
Thanks, sir. All right, and the final thing I want to say is welcome back. Glad you're on.
It is good to be back, I promise you.
You were greatly missed.
Well, I'll leave it at that, thanks. District 2, Commissioner Kennemer.
Just another big shout out and thank you to all the workers. Back when the storm came through, no accidents in the county except for one overturned truck, and that guy was, I think, from Illinois. Wonderful news, in my opinion. You can't brag on people enough for that. I think a lot of folks had enough sense to stay at home, so thankful for that very much. Thank you for everybody that works with the county and what you do.
District 1, Commissioner Gully.
Well, you know, it was good to have a kind of a full house here tonight. It's good to see the public getting involved with commission meetings and all. And it's good to have the fire departments from the three communities up there represented. And I understand the needs of them and needs of the fire service. I've been involved in volunteer fire service for over 30 years myself. And that's something that's definitely, it's a statewide problem. Actually, it's a nationwide problem. That's something we're going to have to look at. And you know, fire service is a definite need. Citizens of the county. There's some things, we got some things we're going to have to take a good, long, hard look at. Thank everybody for coming.
I want to say thank you. I know you guys did a lot of thank yous last meeting regarding the work of our county employees during this very cold period, very icy period, and really some dangerous conditions on our county and state roads. But let me say thanks because people were working day and night to deal with that. Whether it was our EMA who camped out, I'll say bivouacked is an Army term, in the EOC for a week. Our public works that were out pre-treating, treating, scraping, trying to de-ice, working day and night. I know that sanitation department was out trying to service the community on schedule, where they could get to schedule. There were some that they were not able to get to. Our sheriff's department, I don't know how many 18-wheelers jackknifed or got off the roads, but I know it was constant out there trying to service those emergency situations. I know Public Works was out there helping with that. And I would say to the citizens, a great thank you for staying home and staying off the roads. By doing that, you probably helped save some lives and certainly some injuries. So great thank you to the residents of Jackson County during this period. Thanks to all the commissioners. I kept seeing posts of being out riding roads and getting the word out to the people in their communities, out working with our contractors out there. Thanks for the volunteers, Bob, all of them. And to include our emergency rescue squads that were out also. I think if everybody that could have a role in that period of time was out working to help. So thanks for all that. And thanks for Commissioner Buckner. I know there were several issues that came up he had to make decisions on, great decisions. And thanks for stepping in as pro temp, and really do appreciate that. Just a couple of very quick announcements. Habitat for Humanity has contacted me. We have not had that capability in Jackson County for nearly 4 years, according to them. They are coming back and they want to do a ribbon cutting. We'd like to have as many commissioners as possible here at 10 o'clock on the 26th. They're going to do it at the gazebo. They will form a panel to sort of help them as they look at how they can serve Jackson County. They do have some properties already identified that they have that they now own, that they will be able to work and sort of get back to serving our people in Jackson County. I do propose a couple of special work sessions the last week in February, first week of March. We need to take a look at our 2024 road program, local road program, and get those identified, those roads identified. I know there's been a lot of discussion with commissioners, with citizens on that, and so I will give me some times in that period of the week of the 26th and next week that you think you would be available to sit in. I think we want to do it in the afternoon. And I would propose that we do it over at Public Works so that we're sitting there with the maps and all the data and have those discussions. And last note I would make, really on behalf of our Board of Registrars, there's 1 week left for folks in Jackson County who are not registered for the upcoming primary election. So you can do that here in the courthouse at our Board of Registers. With that, our next meeting date is the 26th of February. It'll be here in this room at 5 o'clock. And we need to go into executive session, as I mentioned earlier, to discuss potential litigation. So with that, do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, to have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. So we need to